Hi everyone, this is Slippery Snail, and today I'm going to show you how to import Blacklight Retribution models into Blender. I'm making this video because chances are you've seen my older video on using Source Filmmaker and are requesting the files for them. I've since removed permissions as I believe Blender will make more use of your time. First things first, this tutorial it will be geared towards the hobbyist, so this will not go over everything, but I will try my best to be as informative as possible. I've also left some resources in the video description for some helpful quick starters. The first thing that you'll want to have installed onto your computer is a Blacklight Retribution community editor. If you do not have this, you can still retrieve assets in the tutorial video from the video description. I've chosen the community editor as it may be a little bit more convenient to work with. Once you get the editor, open it up and take a brief look at the content browser. Towards the top of the content browser, you'll see checkboxes indicating the actors, meshes, and other items. Make sure you have the skeletal and static meshes, the materials, and textures checked. Then select the field that shows all of the assets. On your keyboard, press Ctrl and A to select all, then right-click on one of the assets. This will prompt loading all the assets. Select No, then bulk export into a folder. This will take some time, so I recommend staring at the wall or listening into an audiobook while this takes place. I recently was able to get my hands on a decent pre-built, so this was a little bit more manageable for me, but your mileage may vary. You can now close the community editor and download Blender. For this tutorial, you may want to stick to Blender 2.8 or newer, as the interface is the most familiar to this tutorial. Follow through the usual steps for installing Blender, then choose your preferences upon the first install and select General towards the left-hand side to get into your workspace. Blender has a lot of keyboard hotkeys that you'll want to learn and remember by muscle memory, so the first thing that you'll want to do is press X to remove the cube, and with your mouse head to Edit, then Preferences, then Add-ons to download the Import FBX add-on. Check that box for the add-on, wait a couple seconds for the add-on to install, then you can check its progress from the bottom of the Blender window. Once these files from the community editor have been exported, you'll see that they can be exported to an FBX, which is widely used on many 3D software. You can import these FBX files onto Blender now, but you may experience some slowdown as this occurs. Now you may look at these models and think, well, this is a blobby statue, but I'm getting there, and you are right. Select the model that you imported when it highlights in orange, press R to rotate, then press X to keep it specific to the X-axis, and if you have a person that you've imported from Blender, press 9-0 to have them upright and press Enter. Use Shift and the middle mouse button to pan, middle mouse button to orbit, and mouse wheel to zoom. Textures still need to be imported, so head to the top right where you imported your object and expand the object tree until you reach the red circles. These would be the textures that you are currently missing from your model. You can adjust this more clearly by heading to the bottom left window, select the icon, and go into Shader Editor, or Shift F3. This is where you import textures of a model, which will use the brightness of an image to indicate the value of an attribute. With the Blacklight Retribution community editor exporting target files as textures, they may not be showing the right textures, and this is completely normal. I would convert these textures into, say, a PNG file so that you can start seeing a little bit more differently with these models. And there you have it. Blacklight Retribution is now in Blender. Now this is merely the tip of the iceberg, so if you're really interested in learning Blender, I recommend checking Royal Skies LLC or Grant Abbott that I've left in the video description to jumpstart your learning. Thank you very much for watching.